Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Grow Through It podcast. My name is Julia, and today we'll be talking about the importance of morning and evening routines, as well as specific things to do in those routines that will set you up for success. I follow a lot of successful people on social media, I read a lot of books, and I listen to a lot of personal development and business focused podcasts. One thing they all have in common is they preach having a morning and evening routine. They swear by it because it has changed their health, their business, and how they live. Having intentional routines is essential for success, productivity, and overall well being. They boost mental clarity and focus, regulate stress and mood, enhance goal setting, improve physical and mental health, and set you up for a great day. If I start my day by sleeping in and laying in bed scrolling TikTok, I feel drained and sluggish all day. It actually puts me in a bad mood for the rest of the day, and I feel exhausted and unmotivated to do anything. When I follow my morning routine, I feel so much more energized, I feel like I can think more clearly, and I'm more creative and productive, and I just feel good in my body. I accomplish way more in the day when I'm following my routine. Also, when I follow my evening routine, my sleep is way better. It also sets me up for success for the next day, and I feel much more rested when I wake up. I definitely didn't get my routines down right away. It took trial and error to see what worked best for me, and I've had to adapt to fit my lifestyle and schedule. I encourage you to not give up if the routine doesn't work for you right away. Start small and build a routine that feels aligned to you. Even 10 to 15 minutes can make a huge difference. I know a lot of people say they don't have time, but if you truly cared enough, you would find the time. Wake up 10 to 15 minutes earlier. I started waking up earlier so I could get my routine and all my tasks done before work, and I feel so much more energized when I go to work now. Don't get me wrong, it's not always easy. If I didn't get a great sleep, I definitely don't want to wake up, and sometimes I do allow myself to sleep in. But if I'm being honest, I always regret sleeping in. I regret not getting my routine done because my day doesn't go as well as it normally does. But you know what I never regret? Waking up when I said I would. Morning and evening routines are an act of self-love, and they will not only help you and create space for personal growth, wellness, and deeper relationships, but you will show up better for the people in your life as well. So obviously, I want you to do it for yourself, but if you're not quite there yet mentally to love yourself enough to do that, do it for the people in your life too. So I'm going to go over my morning and evening routines, and I will also talk about how you can adjust this to fit your lifestyle, and I'll give some tips on how to create your own routines. When you hear my routines, I want you to keep an open mind and know that you do not have to do everything in these routines, but there are a few things that I would say are non-negotiable. But take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I would recommend trying things out and seeing how they make you feel, though, before writing them off. I have created my morning and evening routines over the years with influence from Mel Robbins, Kylie Perkins, and probably a few other influencers. I'm sure you know who Mel Robbins is, but if you don't, you need to start listening to her. She has a great morning routine, but I don't follow it exactly because it doesn't quite suit my abilities and lifestyle at the moment. Kylie Perkins is blowing up on TikTok, and I'm obsessed with her. She has motivated me so much to clean my house daily and stop being lazy. If you haven't seen her, look her up and be prepared for some tough love. She has a fantastic morning routine as well, which I have definitely taken a few things from. I do change the order of my routines depending on how I'm feeling that day or what my schedule looks like. So if I am feeling super tired when I wake up, I put on a morning meditation from the app Balance. It forces me to sit up and stretch, and then it feels much easier to get out of bed. It also wakes up your brain with the sounds it uses, but you could use any meditation you want. If I'm feeling pretty well rested, I save my meditation for a bit later. When I get out of bed, I put on some pajamas or cozy clothes that I have beside my bed. I open up my curtains to get some light in, which is also something Kylie does, and I make my bed. I've said this before, but I make my bed every single morning. It's such an easy, small thing to do, and it's a little win to start your day. I've heard many people talk about this too. Successful people make their beds. It's a little habit that you can do first thing that you can feel a bit proud of. It also cleans up your space, and a clean space is so important for productivity and mental well-being. If I haven't already meditated, this is when I will meditate. I only do 5 to 10 minute ones because anything more is a bit too much for me right now. You could even just do 1 to 2 minutes of breath work if you feel like you don't have enough time. I take a few minutes after this, usually literally 1 to 2 minutes, to journal, and I read a passage from The Pivot Year by Brianna Wiest. All of these things, from when I wake up to reading the passage, takes literally 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how long I meditate for. It's so fast and easy, and there's really no excuse for it. I understand if you have kids, it can be a bit harder, but even just opening your curtains and making your bed literally takes 1 minute. I know you can do that. You could even just take a few deep breaths and think about what you're grateful for, and that would be a great alternative to meditation and journaling. That also only takes about 1 minute. I would say these things, like making your bed, opening your curtains, and doing some sort of mindfulness, are a non-negotiables for your morning routine. Try it out for a week and see how much your mood improves. I do have a bit of a longer morning routine because I don't work until the afternoon, since I work later into the evenings. However, you can absolutely still make time for all of these things. It just depends on your priorities and what excuses you are making. So after all of this, I go to the bathroom, do my skincare, and brush my teeth. Doing skincare to me is such an easy thing, but makes me feel so much better. I feel refreshed and clean, and I know I'm using such good, high-quality products, and I will be thanking myself when I'm older because of all the anti-aging benefits. If you don't have a skincare routine, you need one. It doesn't have to be crazy, but it's such a small thing you can do for yourself. After this, I go downstairs to my kitchen and I get my supplements ready. I fill my 2 water bottles, which are both 1 liter, and one is just plain water, and the other is my energy supplement and a supplement for cognitive function. I also fill a little glass with water and add my greens, which also contains probiotics and a hair, skin, and nail supplement. And I also add my mushroom powder for immunity in that as well. Taking these supplements every day has been a game changer for my health, and it's my favorite little ritual that I do. I truly never go a day without it because I know how beneficial it is, and it also just makes me feel so good. I then unload my dishwasher if it ran the night before, and I make my breakfast. Having a good, healthy, and filling breakfast is so important, especially for women. It can help boost your energy levels, your mood. It supports your metabolism, enhances cognitive function, gut health, and supports muscle growth and recovery. For women, it can also regulate your hormones, support menstrual health and bone health. It can support fertility and reproductive health, and ease symptoms of PCOS and menopause. Now remember, this is only if you're eating a balanced and nutritious breakfast. Please don't eat sugary cereal or just a piece of toast with butter. I have an episode filled with my meal ideas and recipes, so if you want ideas, listen to that episode. After I eat breakfast, I do some sort of movement. Right now, this is just my physio exercises, stretching, foam rolling, and sometimes a light workout. When my body is healthy again and I can move more freely, I do an actual workout and or go for a walk. Movement first thing in the morning really boosts my energy levels and makes me feel so accomplished and motivated to do more. My body feels better and I can move through my day with more lightness and positivity. If you can't get a full workout in first thing in the morning, you can even just go for a quick 10-minute walk or do 5 minutes of stretching. Just something to get you moving a bit more. If you have kids, include them in this too. Take them for a walk or have a dance party with them. If you work a 9 to 5 job and you can work out after work, that's great, but still do some movement in the morning too. However, if you can't work out later in the day, I really encourage you to just wake up earlier and get it done early on in the day. I know for me, I hate working out in the evening. I would much rather get it done in the morning or ideally the afternoon. You may just have had some excuses pop into your head because you don't want to wake up earlier, but if you truly want to better yourself and your life, you will make time for it and stop making excuses. One other thing I do during this time, usually when I'm unloading the dishwasher and making breakfast, or when I'm getting ready for the day, is I listen to a podcast. I love listening to motivational and inspiring podcasts and learning something new first thing in the morning. If you're instantly scrolling social media or watching TV, a lot of that stuff you're consuming can be very negative, and that does not set you up for a very positive day. Listening to something uplifting will help inspire you to make better choices throughout the day. That is my whole morning routine. Sometimes I add in other things here and there, but these things are what I do every single day. Sometimes it is more of a condensed version, but I always get it done. My evening routine is a lot quicker because some nights I do work until 9 p.m., so I don't have as much time, hence why I do the majority of the things I need to get done in the morning. So once I get home from work, I usually do another super quick stretch. Because of my injuries, I do need to stretch more, so I'll literally just take 5 minutes and stretch and foam roll quick. I feel a lot better physically after because I can get quite sore after I work all day. After I stretch, I eat dinner, and usually while I'm eating, Paul and I will watch a quick show together, but usually not a whole episode, maybe just 20 minutes. This is kind of our only time together before bed, so it's something we like to do together. I then clean up the kitchen, do any dishes in the sink, I wipe the counters, I'm starting to sweep the floors thanks to Kylie, and I run the dishwasher. I know if I wake up to a dirty kitchen, I feel so anxious and I can't make breakfast until it's clean, and I don't want to take up more time in the morning. Waking up to a clean space does wonders for your mental health, and then you don't have things piling up either. Also, when my kitchen is clean, I actually want to cook, and it somehow motivates me to eat healthier too. If my kitchen is dirty, I'm actually a lot more likely to order in because I don't want to be in that space. So before I get ready for bed, I make sure to declutter my space in my kitchen, my bathroom, and my bedroom. After I've done my cleaning, which literally takes 10 minutes tops, sometimes just 2 to 3 minutes, we go get ready for bed. I just want to note stretching and cleaning literally takes almost no time to do, so again, there really isn't an excuse for you not to do it. Once we get into our bedroom, I do my nighttime skincare routine and I brush my teeth. I take a magnesium supplement every night too because it really helps with my sleep quality. I also take a look at my calendar for the next day to see what I have to do and add anything I need to accomplish. Writing out your tasks for the next day is so good for getting those thoughts out of your head so you are not thinking about them while trying to sleep. And it also sets you up for a more productive day the next day. I know I was really bad for going through all the stuff I had to do the next day while I was trying to sleep, and it would keep me up at night. Now that I'm more organized and it's already written down what I have to do, I don't need to worry about it anymore. If a thought does pop into my head while I'm trying to sleep, I either write it in a notebook or open my notes app on my phone and jot it down. I don't love using tech before bed, but if I don't write it down, I will be up for hours thinking about it and spiraling on what else I need to do. It's such an easy thing to do to just write it down really quick and then my mind can quiet down. When we get into bed, we like to have some tech-free quality time together. If you have a partner, I would highly recommend doing this, but you can do this by yourself too. Using tech before bed, as we all know, is not very good for us. So for the health benefits, I like to have tech-free time, but I also like to have it because it's a time to reflect and connect to either Paul or myself. We usually read our books together and then cuddle in bed and talk about our day. We reflect on the highs and lows of the day and tell each other any funny or crazy stories that happened to us that day. It's such a nice time to unwind, connect to each other, and reflect on our days. I then put on my sleep playlist and go to sleep. My sleep playlist is just sleep frequencies that help me get a better quality sleep. I use 8 hours sleep music on Spotify, and I just find whatever one I feel like I need that night. There's some that are like rainforest or wave sounds, there's white, brown, or pink noise, or there's just frequencies, but it tells you what it can help with. Whether it's for insomnia, nightmares, DNA repair, deep REM sleep, Reiki healing, chakra alignment, anxiety, and ADHD, there's literally so much to choose from. One thing to note though is I always click the button to have it stop when the episode ends because the beginning of each episode, a man talks and it can be really alarming if it goes off early in the morning. So make sure you have it only play until the end of the episode. And that is it for my night routine. Again, it really doesn't take much time. I feel like this episode is also kind of turning into me preaching to stop making excuses and do more for yourself. I just feel like so many people say they can't do a morning or night routine because they don't have time or they have kids or they work a lot. It's easy to say you don't have time, but the truth is we make time for what matters. Even a 10-minute routine can create lasting change. If you're serious about improving your life, you'll find a way, not an excuse. I want you to say to yourself next time you say you don't have time to do it or you don't want to, say, my mental and physical health are not a priority. Because that's the truth then. That's what it means if you aren't doing the things that are going to help you. Your mental and physical health are not a priority to you. I know many moms feel like they'd be taking away time from their kids, but that's just not the truth at all. You'd be showing up so much better for your kids and teaching them what they should be doing for themselves. Do it with them if you have to, or ask your partner for support. Get up earlier, go to bed a bit later, do whatever you have to do to make the time for yourself. Experiment and find what works best for you and your lifestyle. Alter your schedule if you have to, but you have to start prioritizing yourself and stop making excuses. Like I said, your morning and evening routines could literally be 5 to 10 minutes long. That is not that much time, and you are fully capable of carving out 10 minutes of your day to better your life. I really hope this episode inspired you to create your own morning and night routines and do more things that will help you to get where you want to grow. Remember, doing these routines will boost your mood and productivity, relieve stress and anxiety, and promote overall well-being. Doesn't that sound like something you want to do? If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your feedback. You can message me on Instagram at growthroughit.pod. I also just created a link where you can anonymously ask questions or give me feedback. It will be linked in the show notes. You can ask anything you want me to address on future episodes, like topic ideas or specific questions you have, or you can just leave a comment. If you know of someone who this episode may help, please send it their way. I would also be so appreciative if you would rate and review this podcast on whatever platform you listen on. Thank you so much for listening, and remember that you are worthy. See you next time.